Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today we will be rating every player's performance from Tottenham's 2-1 win over Brighton and Hove Albion, as 2 goals from Kane and Son did the damage for the North London side and won the 3 points for them. We'll start with goalkeeper and captain Hugo Lloris. I'm going to give him a 6.5.
I'm going to give Hugo Lloris a 6.75 as well. Hugo Lloris made some good stops to deny McAllister and Caicedo after Spurs took the lead and after Mitoma's disallowed goal, but his distribution was rather poor, pretty poor, and his positioning for Dunk's header, which was Brighton's only goal in the match, was pretty poor positioning.
Yeah. I think that was the same case with Michael Keane's goal last time against Everton. I think his positioning was not good.
I mean, he could have done better, but that was a wonder strike. Yeah. I don't think, even if his positioning was better, I don't think he could have gotten to it.
Over Forster, I think he definitely has better reflexes and he's able to parry the ball into better areas, but his distribution's definitely worse. Forster's distribution was something we haven't seen in forever. We'll move on to our defense now, starting with Cristian Romero. I'm going to give him a 7.
I'm going to give Cristian Romero a 7 as well. Cristian Romero, very steady at the back.
As usual.
Kept
Mitoma completely shut down.
Yeah, other than his disallowed goal on some other moments, especially late in the game when we really needed him to step up and when we really didn't want to concede and let the lead slip right at the end. We really needed this win. Cristian Romero really stepped up to close down Mitoma and really shut him down, especially at the end.
Well, it was a different story for our next defender, Eric Dier, who I'm going to give a 4.5. He was actually pretty horrific today. I mean, he did not do anything really of importance. His biggest mistake today was trying to play a ball with the left foot for no reason, even though he's a right-footed player. A left-footed long ball over the top that barely even reached Kane, and Brighton actually had a very, very big chance to go ahead. I think they did actually score. It was the Karim Mitoma disallowed goal where it was disallowed rightly for a handball, but how are you making that mistake as a professional
I'm giving Dier a 5, really. His long balls were kind of bad. We just don't know how to play out of the back, and I think it's mainly Dier.
Yeah.
Guti and Lenglet pretty much know how to play out of the back, but they're on opposite sides. It's always Dier who's the one in the middle, and he's the one who's most of the time Lloris's first option to pass to, and he just boots the ball up, and we keep losing possession. That's why Brighton had 70% of the possession.
And that was our biggest problem today, in all honesty, was the whole Dier thing. I think that's where we lost. That's why we can't play out of the back. I think Lenglet can play out of the back. I think Romero can play out of the back. Dier has no ability to play under composure, and nor does Lloris. Moving on to our next defender, Clement Lenglet. I'm going to give him a 6.5.
I'm going to give Clement Lenglet a 7. I thought he was really good today. Carrying on his good form from Everton. He was our best defender against Everton and showed a really good performance today.
Yeah. I think he was very alert position-wise. Much better than he's done earlier in the season. I don't think he was quite as good as Romero. I think he did make 1 or 2 mistakes at times, but a lot better than Dier. Let's be honest.
Yeah, a lot better than Dier. Yeah. And if he was playing in the center with Ben Davies alongside him at left center back,
it would work.
I think playing out of the back would have worked much better than Dier in the center.
But losing Ben Davies to injury is a big loss.
Huge loss.
It's huge for us. That Southampton game cursed us.
Yeah, for him at left wing back and him at left center back.
Yeah.
Southampton is when almost everything went wrong for us.
Basically.
Literally, it's almost like our whole season fell apart there.
Yeah. Because who did we lose that game? We lost Richarlison. We lost Ben Davies later in the game, and we lost Ben Davies and Richarlison were the 2 injuries at the start of the game. That's who we lost, and that was a big loss for us, especially Ben Davies. But we're going to move on to our wingbacks. Pedro Porro, I'm going to give him a 6.75.
I'm going to give Pedro Porro a 6.75 as well. He did well today, had really good work rate, didn't find himself on the ball that much, especially in areas to put the ball into the box.
But I thought he was good defensively.
He was good defensively.
And I mean, didn't see as much of the ball as Perisic, but he got on the end of a couple of Perisic crosses and tried his best to get it into the net. Showed a lot of effort today, and I think he's going to be our starting right wing back for a while.
Yeah. Emerson, for a while, after Pedro Porro came in, it was Emerson who was the first choice after he started playing really well after the World Cup break. And then Emerson got injured, and it was Pedro Porro's time to step up. And now Pedro Porro has done really well, and he's solidifying his starting spot at the right wing back. So Emerson has to show something that he's better than Pedro Porro. It's like them two are competing.
Yeah.
Now Emerson is gonna have to show whoever our manager is next season over the summer that he is better than Pedro Porro.
Or we keep both. There's no reason to. We are going to compete. I don't think we sell Emerson.
Yeah, we keep both of them, but they compete with each other to see who's starting, which makes them both good.
That's very true. Our other wingback is Ivan Perisic. I'm going to give him a 7.
I'm going to give Ivan Perisic a 7 as well. Got the assist for Son's goal.
Simple
assist, just a layoff. But also, his crossing was much better today.
Yeah, he surprised me. I think he was a lot better today. Did not occupy nearly as much of the space as Son takes up today. I think it was much better sharing that space, which meant Son was more effective today. And he was okay defensively. Of course, he's never going to be great because he is an attacking wingback, basically a winger for some time. So I don't think he's not going to be cut out for defensive work. But he didn't do too badly today.
Yeah, Perisic. I think the only downside of his game was at defense, where he couldn't he didn't win many of his aerial duels, and he couldn't. I don't think he could read Steele's distribution very well. I think Steele's distribution in Brighton goal was pretty awkward today.
Yeah,
it was very awkward, like on the ground, very risky, but it did work for them at times.
It did. Moving on to our midfield, Højbjerg we'll start with. I'm gonna give him a 5.25.
I'm gonna give Højbjerg a 5.5. I think this is his worst performance of the season. Very unlike him today.
Yeah.
His only good part was the assist for Kane's goal, which was a simple cutback.
He lost possession a lot. His passes were not very good. He was caught out while he was dribbling. He dribbled way too slowly, I think.
I think it's a new haircut.
Think it's new hair?
I mean, he didn't do that bad against Everton. Not his best, though.
But today was bad.
Today was bad, yeah.
And then losing the ball, most notably for that Caicedo effort.
Yeah. He also committed way too many fouls. It was like Guti on his bad day today.
Yeah. And then on top of that, what else happened? It was the penalty. Should have been a penalty for Karim Mutoma. I don't know what VAR was seeing then, but somehow they didn't see a penalty. I saw a penalty, and I think every Spurs fan in the world saw a penalty. But somehow they said no, and I was pretty surprised, but that was a mistake from
We're not complaining.
Yeah. Our next midfielder is Oliver Skipp. I'm going to give him a 6.
I'm going to give Ollie Skipp a 6.5. Definitely better than Højbjerg. Not his best, though.
Yeah, but he put in a lot of work rate today.
He put in a lot of work rate. I think his dribbling was great today. He found himself on the left-hand side. Perisic was kind of staying back. Son was playing more down the center.
Yeah, I thought he got forward very nicely.
Yeah, at one time, Skipp was on that left side all alone, and he just dribbled. He just kept going on that left-hand side. Showed great physicality and work rate, and showed also great hold-up play.
Yeah.
To let Spurs players come forward. Ivan Perisic, Son, Kane, Kulusevski to join him in the attack.
I think I got a well-deserved rest when he came off for a Papa Intrasar, even if it was in the 86th minute. But Skipp, I think, very nicely progressive performance. He was attacking very well today. And that was, I think, one of the interesting things about his game today. He was
I would have given him like a 6.75 or maybe even a 7. But I think the only downside of his game is that he couldn't control the midfield. He wasn't linking up well with Højbjerg. But that's also on Højbjerg's part.
Yeah.
His part, too.
Both of them.
When they passed, wasn't the best.
Yeah. I think I agree with that.
Yeah.
Moving into our front three, we'll start with Dejan Kulusevski. I think for the overall game, I think he was probably our best front line man. I'm going to give him a 7. Overall, I think he was the most consistent. He's really one of the only reasons we broke through in the first half. We were able to get past that Brighton defense. I thought he was pretty good today. He was definitely knackered when he came off. Very, very tired. And deserved to come off. But I thought he was pretty good today.
He's been our best attacker for 2 games running now. I'm going to give him a 7 as well. Against Everton, he was definitely our brightest attacker. And today we saw him so many times on that right-hand side, linking up well with Kane, linking up well with Pedro Porro. Except we weren't really playing down the right-hand side that much today. We weren't attacking much at all today.
Yeah.
It was mainly just us sitting back and defending. But Kulusevski, very bright, and I think he created the most of our chances today.
Yeah. We'll move on to our striker and the man who scored the winning goal, Harry Kane. I'm going to give him a 6.75.
I'm going to give Kane a 6.75 as well. He was just so quiet in the first half, and
his passing was good.
His passing was good. He rarely got on the ball.
Yeah.
But
when he did, his passing was
he
good.
popped up in the big moment and got that goal late in the game when we really needed it.
I don't know how I still am in disbelief that we actually
I had
won
no
that
clue how we actually won that match.
We should not have. We had like 35% possession. We should have been down 3-1. The ref was making horrendous calls, and still somehow we managed to win. I'm genuinely thinking that Ryan Mason is the key to unlocking us.
Do you think Ryan Mason could be our manager for next season?
I honestly,
I wouldn't argue against it.
I think it all depends on the next 2 games where Stellini will be banned because he got a straight red. So it's going to be Ryan Mason at the helm. It's going to be very interesting to see what he does with the team because last time we had Stellini and Mason without Conte, the key thing with Mason was that he pushed Eric Dier into midfield to create a 4-3-3. And that's almost, I think, what he did today. Like, I think that happened today. I'm not sure. I don't think Dier really went forward that far, but it felt like I think the subs. I think it's the subs.
Yeah, the subs bringing Danjuma on. Stellini would never do that. Conte would never do that. No one else from Conte's coaching staff would do that. Only Ryan Mason would. And that's, we could be onto something for next season.
Yeah.
Really, against Bournemouth, against Newcastle, and against Man United, those are the 3 big games for him.
Yeah, United will be an interesting
And
game.
Newcastle, too.
Yeah. And our last player on the team sheet, and the last one we'll be rating, is Heung-min Son. I'm giving him a 7. What a goal at the start of the game to get his 100th Premier League goal.
I'm giving Son a 7 as well. Took him some time to get his 100th league goal. But what a performance today. Did a lot of defending, showed excellent work rate.
Yeah.
And was really good defensively.
Yeah. I thought he was a lot better than he has been. He was able to play with Perisic a lot better than he has in the past. And that was shown through the fact that he was able to score such a great goal. He was constantly remaining up at the front line, which was interesting. As usually with Perisic, he usually has to do some defensive work. But today, he was definitely staying up there well.
Yeah.
And
the only time he was doing defensive work was probably, and when he did it really well, was in those last 15 or so, after we scored. And when we really had to defend.
Yeah. But that's it for our player ratings for Tottenham's match against Brighton in their 2-1 win, as Kane and Son scored to give Tottenham somehow all 3 points. If you enjoyed and want to see more Spurs content, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what your thoughts on this game were, and until next time,
come on, you Spurs!